Hey there, my name is Brian Grossman. I am an amateur photographer, Nikon collector, and author of the totally awesome Nikon film cameras, Which One is Right for You? $3 worth of knowledge guaranteed. See the link below. Today's topic, which kind of shutter material should you prefer when shopping for a 35mm camera? Broadly speaking, there are three kinds of material that were used to make shutters in 35mm cameras. The very first is cloth, the ordinary plain cloth shutter. Now, I don't own too many cloth shutter cameras. I tend to prefer metal shutters, so I do not currently own any cloth shutter SLRs. However, I do have this Fed 2 Soviet rangefinder, which has a traditional cloth shutter, which we can see right here. Okay, so it's just a black piece of cloth. It's got some rubberized material on it, or to make it wind and move and do what it has to do. But if we can see it operate like so, and there you go. There is your traditional Leica type cloth shutter. This was originally developed by Leica for their rangefinder cameras back in the 1920s, certainly by the 1930s, possibly the 1920s. So that was pretty much what shutters were made of, at least 35mm shutters were made of for a number of decades. I'm going to ignore for a moment the metal shutter of the Canon rangefinders, which is a different story for a different day. Then at some point, I believe, I know Nikon did this in '59 with the F. Perhaps it was done earlier, I'm not sure. But professional level SLRs of the 1960s and 70s used a woven titanium shutter. That is it's sort of cloth, but it's made out of titanium thread, or woven. I think that's what it is. It's woven titanium thread. Somehow or another, this thing is made out of titanium. But it is also a horizontally traveling shutter. That is the cloth shutter that we just saw, in all cloth shutters, to my knowledge, including these titanium woven titanium shutters in the Nikon Professional series. Also, the Canon F1 used a woven titanium type of shutter. I'm pretty sure that's true. But they move horizontally this way. And this, here we see there we go. There's the, okay. So that's what the titanium, rubberized titanium cloth sort of stuff looks like. It doesn't look very different, really. I really have no idea how much these subtle distinctions will show up on the video. But that's type number 2. And type number 3 would be the metal shutter. And the metal shutter, my personal favorite, is the Copal Square, which was found in the Nikon FM. I'm a big fan of the Copal Square shutter, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. So if we take a look at the FM, open that up, you can see a difference, because this is a metal bladed shutter which travels up and down. It's a vertically traveling shutter. God, I really hope this comes out on the video. You can see, there we go, and like so. Okay. So there is the Copal Square shutter of the FM, which also makes that distinctive ping sound after it fires, called the Copal Ping. There it is. So which one's best? What should I get? What should I look for? Here's the thing. The cloth shutters are made of, well, it's proven technology. The argument in favor of the cloth shutter is that these things are proven, reliable technology, that by the 1960s and 1970s, everybody knew how to make a cloth shutter reliably, that worked, that functioned properly, and repair technicians were very familiar with them and could fix them and repair them easily. And that's the issue today. The issue today, in my opinion, is the lack of repairmen, or repair people, repair technicians. The folks who used to fix film cameras, 20 years ago, are retired. They're gone. They're off the scene. And it's becoming harder and harder and harder to find a good repair technician who knows how to fix these old cameras. So when buying an old camera, it is my belief that instead of buying something that's easy to fix, you should focus on something that doesn't break in the first place. So the argument against the metal shutters is if they malfunction, if they go wrong, they can't be fixed, they have to be replaced. So that may be true, let's assume it's true. I'm not sure it is, but let's assume that's true. Even if it is, these days, I think you're far better served with a metal shutter because they just don't break as often. The cloth shutters can degrade or deteriorate. They require a bit of maintenance. You can have a slow second curtain. You can have pinhole light leaks in the cloth shutter curtain. That can happen. None of that stuff happens with a metal shutter. The metal shutter, generally it works or it doesn't. And again, because if it doesn't, it has to be replaced, right? I think. I haven't heard of people really repairing metal shutters. I mean, if it's stuck for some, I don't know. Stuck shutters can be fixed sometimes by inserting a new battery or jiggling with the advanced lever or or some other part. But if the shutter is genuinely broken, a metal shutter has to be replaced. But they don't break. That's the thing. They just don't break. There are very few reports of these things going bad. They're extremely durable. The Copal square shutter has been around since the 1960s. It was used in the Nichromat, then it was used in the FM. Other cameras which used the Copal square shutter were the Konica Auto Reflex series and a lot of Ricoh SLRs from that period. Pentax used metal shutters made by Seiko. I'm sure some other manufacturers also used Seiko shutters or Copal square shutters, but I think those are the main ones. I favor them because they are extremely reliable. They have proven themselves to be reliable. I mean, the shutter in this camera is 40 years old, and it works like the day it came off the factory floor. And likewise for my Nichromats. They just don't go bad. I think that if you're investing in a 35mm camera these days, given the rarity of good, experienced repair technicians, you should look for technology that's not going to break, that's going to be reliable, and that won't need as much servicing. And in my opinion, the metal shutter serves that goal better than the cloth shutter. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a technician. If you disagree, if you know differently, if you have a different experience, let me know. Drop a comment, and I'm curious as to what other people think, because I've been favoring metal shutter cameras for a while now, and if I've made a mistake, I would like to know. So, what are your thoughts? What do you think? I tend to favor the metal, but I can be convinced. I'm open to other opinions and those who disagree. So that about wraps it up for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.